how to get out of this rut, how to get out of feeling stuck, how to get out of this energy of, I don't feel like I'm doing anything. I don't feel like I'm being productive. I don't feel like I'm getting any results. So, we're going to be diving into that and just my 4 ways, my 4 tips of how to love yourself more and how to shift your energy or shift your mind whenever you are feeling this way. And I want to start it off by just giving lots of gratitude. Thank you for being here and thank you for listening and supporting this passion that I have and supporting this whole podcast and just everything that I'm doing. And if you're new here, I'm so happy to have you here. Go check out the last episodes because they have so many gems in them and many more gems to come. But thank you all for just listening. But today, we're going to be diving into just how to get yourself out of that rut. Because personally, I've been feeling it. That's kind of how I've been feeling. Just, I've been struggling to find the presence and just to feel truly present in every moment. And I've been struggling to find the real peace and the beauty and just everything I'm experiencing right now, which is crazy because I'm traveling through Italy and I'm living in Rome right now. And I've been here for almost a month at this point. And I knew that this trip was going to bring a lot of growth and a lot of inner challenges in the sense that I'm gonna be healing some shit. I knew that and I asked for that. That was a big intention that I set. So it's here. I'm feeling it. I've been feeling it since honestly the moment I got here. It's been so beautiful, but a lot of personal challenges because this is my first time going out of the country. So it's my first time being fully immersed in a whole new culture. And that's really difficult in the sense of I'm struggling to find a belonging here, but also knowing that my belonging is within myself and that we're all just people. Even if I can barely talk to anyone I'm around, a lot of people here do speak English, which is really nice, but I truly only know how to order in a restaurant and I can't have conversations outside of that. So that's been really tough. So I've been feeling it and just a lot of things personally with my growth and my modeling and just like all the opportunities. We're just, we're feeling it. And I've been feeling like I have not been present. And Elijah, I was talking to him last night and he was just like, I don't feel like you're truly seeing yourself. And I'm like, you know what? I think you're right. I'm not seeing myself. So that's why I want to do this episode for myself and for you guys. Just 4 ways to get yourself out of this or to have a more loving experience and ride through these feelings. Because sometimes there's not a way to the only way to get yourself out is to go through it. Usually that's the case. So I want to just give my tips on how to deal with that. And my first step, it's not even a step. My first tip for just how to deal with the stuck energy or feeling like you're in a rut is simply doing nothing. And I know that sounds so crazy to so many people because they're like, I need to do more. I need to figure this out. Why am I feeling this way? What do I need to change? And your mind is running with so many thoughts because you are feeling this way. You're feeling like you're not getting anywhere, or you're just feeling very negative, or you're feeling very doubtful around everything that you've just been working on. And you feel like, it's not getting anywhere. You're just you're standing in front of a wall. You've come this far, you've worked so hard, you had all these things, and then there's just a wall here. Do nothing. And what I mean by that is just sitting with it. Like there's nothing you need to do other than observing it and just sitting with that feeling. And the ways to do that, the biggest one is just meditation. And I know a lot of people don't meditate, and a lot of people do meditate, or a lot of people don't know exactly what meditation is. And some things that I want to say around meditation is that if you've never done it, it's going to feel weird. It's going to feel pointless in a sense. And I say that because that's how I felt when I first started meditating. I'm like, I don't know how to meditate. I don't know how to stop my mind. I don't know how to control my thoughts. It's not the point of meditation. You're not meant to control your thoughts. You're not meant to stop your mind. It's just simply giving yourself that space to observe them, to listen to those thoughts, to listen to what your mind or your body is telling you. Just observing that. That's the true meditation. Is literally just sitting. You can do it in multiple different ways. You can meditate while you walk, just listening to your thoughts. It's just giving yourself and your mind a space to run free without judgment, without control, without a time limit, or without a schedule. Just laying in your bed or sitting on your couch or sitting on the floor, laying on the grass or wherever feels comfortable for you, but just being there without any distractions. No music, no books, no journal, nothing. Just you, your thoughts, and the world around you. That is the idea of doing nothing. It's not just, and a lot of people, whenever they hear, oh, just do nothing, that means, oh, just give up. Don't do anything at all. Just let shit fall to pieces. No, that's not what doing nothing is. It's giving yourself that space, the peace, finding the peace in it. Because a lot of the times, if you are in this state and you're feeling like you're at just like a flat area, you're just not going anywhere, it's just stagnant. A lot of the times, if you are feeling that way and you go in with the energy of, okay, how can I fix this? What do I need to do? What should I shift? What should I change? Like all of this energy, usually it's going to keep spiraling down that energy and down that path. But if you just sit there with it, you just sit in the stillness of it, the answers will come to you. You already know. You know how to get out of this. You know the answers. It's about sitting with that and letting them come to you. You know them. Deep down, you know how to do everything. But our ego gets in the way, or societal beliefs, or programmings, or our schedule, the things that we're doing, they get in the way. And we feel like we need to figure out how to do things. But in reality, you just need to take a step back and listen to yourself truly, because you already know. You already know how to figure things out. You know how to get yourself out of this rut. You know what you need to do. But the first step is doing nothing. So you can know, so you can listen, and so you can feel that. And it's hard. It's a practice. It truly is a practice. Meditation and the idea of doing nothing, it is a practice, because in our world, distraction and action, those are our natural states. Those come very easy to us. because we practice it every single day. Whether we realize we're practicing it or not, we are practicing that. So doing nothing and meditating and just observing things, that is not very natural to most people. And that's okay. It wasn't to me either until I started practicing it more. And I just started being kinder to my mind and just observing it and not judging the thoughts. Because they're just thoughts. They're not you. You are not your thoughts or your feelings. They're just things that flow through your mind. And a lot of the times, if you sit there with them, the answers will flow in those thoughts. So that is my first tip for you, is to do nothing. Just sit with yourself. Sit with your mind, meditate, journal, sit in nature, go ground, take your shoes off, socks off, put your feet in the grass, walk around, act like a child. That is my first step for you. First tip for you. That's my favorite one. One of my favorites. They're all my favorite, but I love that one the most, truly. But the second idea is building up a self care routine for yourself. And just, you know, giving yourself a massage. Go get a massage. Just showing your body physical love, or your hair, or your skincare. And that also goes into the idea of doing nothing. But instead of just sitting there, you're showing love to yourself. Because that also frees up that space for your mind to just relax, allowing yourself to relax, knowing you deserve it. Regardless of how you're feeling, you always deserve to care for yourself. Especially if you're feeling like you're in a rut or if you're feeling stuck. Show yourself some extra love. Whoever you are, go get your nails done if you want. Go take a nice clean shower, exfoliate, use a body scrub, shave your legs if you want to, and just sit there. Go read a book. And these aren't distractions, these are just ways to relax and ways to calm yourself. So read a book about this. Read a book that you've been wanting to read. Just do something kind for yourself. Go do a face mask. Go journal. Go write a love letter to yourself, or write a love letter to somebody else, or learn a new hobby. Do something that you've been thinking about doing for a really long time, but you feel like you haven't had the time to do it. Do it now. If you're feeling stuck and you feel like the things that you've been working on are at not an end point, but they're just not going anywhere at the moment, focus on something else that you've been wanting to do. That thing that isn't moving right now has taken all your time away, but now it's not moving very much right now. At least that's how you feel. Go focus on something else. Like painting. For me, I love to paint. And go learn a song. Go sing. Go do karaoke or open mic night. Or just something that makes you happy. Something that makes your soul happy. Something that makes your little self happy. Show that love and care for yourself, because one of the most important things to remember if you are feeling this way is, one, it's okay. It's normal. It's a human feeling. It's a human experience. But give yourself love and compassion, because the worst way to try to get through this is to beat yourself up. There's no need for that. That doesn't help anything ever. So just love yourself. But you know what? I do feel like nothing's working right now. I feel like I'm at a stagnant point. I feel like I'm not going anywhere. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go take a bubble bath and read a book and listen to my favorite music. Because you still deserve that. Just because you feel like something outside of you, your business, your projects, your brand, you feel like it's not progressing in the way you want right now, that does not mean that you have to take that energy and put it on yourself. You still deserve to love yourself through it all, through the ups and the downs. Go take a bubble bath. It's good for you. You know, throw some sea salt or whatever salt in there and throw some essential oils in there, maybe some flowers in there, light a candle. Anybody can do it. Guys, you too. You deserve to take bubble baths. It's good for you. But just showing love to yourself, regardless of how you're feeling, always. And if part of that energy of you feeling like you're in a rut is you don't know how to love yourself, dive in, go talk to your little self, and go journal on that. Why do you feel like you're struggling to love yourself? What beliefs do you have around that? Is your love for yourself conditional or is it unconditional? Can you only love yourself if you're doing good in your business? Can you only love yourself if you're progressing in all the ways that you want? Or can you love yourself regardless of anything that's happening outside of you simply because you love yourself? So if that's how you're feeling, go journal on that. Go journal on it. Because I'm here to tell you that you deserve to always love yourself. And I feel like that is more important than any job or any business or any amount of money is the love that you have for yourself. Because the more you love yourself, the more that those other things are going to achieve or receive. It all starts with you. So make sure you're loving you deeply and unconditionally. So go show yourself some love, whatever that looks like for you, because it's different for everybody. And that's okay. But just remember to do that because you deserve to. Because you are lovable. You are so lovable. So go love yourself. Beautiful. Those are the first two things. The idea of doing nothing, just meditating, sitting with your thoughts, and just having some self-care, some self-love, journaling, taking a bath, getting a massage, starting something that you've been wanting to do, drawing, painting, learning an instrument, going on a walk, going on a run, signing up for the gym. You know, something that you can physically do to show yourself love. But the third thing that I want to get into is maybe take a step back. Be of service. That's the third thing, is being of service. And what I mean by that is I bet a lot of your friends or the people around you are also working on a lot of things. So if you are feeling stuck or if you are feeling like the things that you're working on are not progressing right now, maybe take a step back from those. Go see how you can be of service to others. How can you help your friend with their project? You know, you're at a standpoint with yours. How can you be of service to somebody else? Taking your mind off of it. And you never know what ideas you'll get. You never know, maybe they'll be able to help you because they were just going through that. And now they're doing really good again. So, how can you take yourself and be of service to others? Whether that's with their projects or whether you just go over and you just help somebody clean their house. Like, it does not have to be much. Or it can be somebody that you don't know. If you see somebody on the street struggling or, you know, somebody's trying to carry something, go offer to carry it. Just put yourself out there in the world and be of service. Because the more that you help other people, that is always going to give back to you in some form. And that's not selfish. That is just life. I feel like the whole point of life is to just be of service to yourself and to others. Some people just need to work on that a little more. And maybe that's you. Maybe you need to work on that a little more. So take this advice. It's not even advice. These are just my tips. I guess it's advice. However you want to take it. But be of service. Take your energy because you have so much energy. You're feeling stuck. You have so much energy and it's not going how you want on your project. So go put that towards somebody else's. Go help them grow. That's not going to take away from you. It never takes away from you. So get that idea out of your head because it's not, it's a competitive world out here, but this idea that you helping others, even if it is the same thing that you're doing, there's still truly no competition because nobody can do it like you can. And same goes for them. Nobody can do it like they can. Get any ego you have out of the way and go help. Text your mom. Mom, is there anything I can help you with this week? Is there anything that I can take off your schedule or take off your plate that'll make you feel a little better? That'll ease your mind a little more? Or text your dad. Or text your sister or your brother or your aunt or your uncle or your cousin or your best friend or your mom's friend. Whoever. Find somebody you can help. Be of service. Give your energy elsewhere. Take a break from your projects. Take a break from your business. And go be of service. Because I promise it's going to help whatever you're working on. So just be of service. Somehow, some form. That's the third thing for you. And the last one I feel like is one of the most important things, and that is a perspective shift. This idea that you're in a rut. Stop telling yourself that. I've been repeating it this whole time. Shift your mind. Are you really in a rut? Or are you just down here, which is going to go up very soon? Are you just in the valley of your journey? You're not at the mountaintop because you just were. You got to come down and you have to reflect. So the perspective shift for you is you're not in a rut, you're in a time of reflection. Because those are so important. And this is something that I really struggled with and went through, was just around the time last year, whenever James and we hosted the Golden Summer Kickoff, his biggest event, my first time ever directing a fashion show. And from January, we did that at the end of May. From January to May, I was go, 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 go. All the time, doing so much. As soon as that event happened, I lost all energy. I felt so drained, so drained. And I was just like, all right, well, what now? Because, I do this really big thing. I achieved something really big. And then now I feel like I don't have the energy to do anything. But instead of believing that I was in a rut or I was stuck, it was simply just a time of reflection. We have times of action and we have times of reflection. So if you have just been doing so much and you've been doing so good and you feel like you're not doing that anymore, sit back and reflect. Reflect on all the things that you just accomplished or all the things that you just did. Are those aligned with your path? Are those truly aligned with your vision? Did they happen the way you wanted them to? Did they satisfy you? Did they make your soul happy? Did they add to your life? Were they of service to anybody? Go reflect. Go reflect on the last couple months or the last week or the last day, whatever you need. But go reflect on that because there needs to be time of reflection. That way you can stay aligned. You can stay on that path. You can stay connected to yourself, to your vision, to your goals, to your purpose. So go reflect. And I think that's one of the most important things is just you're never in a rut. I don't believe in that. I don't believe that people can be in a rut. You are simply just in a time of reflection, and that's okay. Everybody goes through it. Some people are just aware of it, and some of them aren't. And if you weren't aware of it before right now, now you are. It's a time of reflection. You have your time of action, and you have your time of reflection. Whether that's the action is usually the mountaintop, reflection's usually the valley. That's how you build things up again. And that lasts the time duration for that is different for everybody. For some people, that time of reflection, maybe it's a few days, maybe it's a week, maybe it's a couple months, maybe it's a couple of years. And that's okay. It's all just a hair on me somewhere. But it's all just a part of the journey. It's just going with the flow of life. There's ups and downs. Just ride the wave. That's what people mean. Ride the wave. You got action, you got success, you got to achieve results, and then you got reflection and growth and the struggle. It's not even struggle. It might feel like struggle, but it's just reflection. That's the time where you need to take a step back. You need to look at all the money you've been spending. You need to look at where you've been spending all your time and energy. I just listened to a Jay Shetty podcast because I love Jay Shetty. And he was talking about how to know your true values. We, in our minds, we know what we value. But how does your time, money, and energy say what you value? Because that's how you're really going to know. What do you truly spend your most of your money on? What do you truly spend most of your time on? How do you actually spend most of your day? Those are going to be the things that you value. Whether you believe it or not, those don't lie. What you spend your energy on, that doesn't lie. It's real, it's happening. You're doing it. So reflect on that. And I really liked that because it's so real. Because in our mind, we have these ideas, but on the outside, we might be doing something completely different. Go reflect on that. Go look at where you've been spending your money the last month. Is it truly on the things that you say you're valuing? How are you spending your time every day? Is it truly on the things that you say that you're valuing? For me personally, I would say no. In some sense. In some sense. I give myself love every day. I journal every day. I read, I meditate, and I try to focus on the present moment and just staying present in every day. So I do value those things very heavily. But when it comes to my podcast and my modeling, things that I also value, my purpose, I don't work on those every day. And, just I literally listened to this podcast like an hour ago. So I've been reflecting on that. But just realizing that, that's part of this feeling that I've been going through, this time of reflection of how I've actually been spending my time and energy every day. And I was realizing yesterday that I have so many things that I could be doing to market myself better or to promote my podcast more or to just organize myself better. And I don't spend time doing that. Hardly ever. Hardly ever. And I know I've been told a lot, oh, you market yourself so well. I love all the things that you put out there. There's so many photos of campaigns that I've done or just jobs that I've done that I haven't put anywhere. I just have them. And yes, I am marketing myself in a really good way, better than I used to, but I know I've been reflecting and I know that I could be doing it a lot better. So that's that time of reflection. I'm not being hard on myself, I'm not judging myself. Those thoughts come up of like, why do I still keep putting this off? But I'm just observing them, I'm reflecting on that. Why do I keep putting it off? What is that core belief? Do I not feel that I'm worthy? Do I not feel that I deserve to market myself in a better way? Do I not feel like I deserve to put these things out there to really attract the opportunities that I want? Those are the questions that I've been asking myself. So when you reflect, don't judge, just ask yourself those questions in a kind and loving way and listen to what comes up and give that love. Feel it, sit with it, and just be present with it. You don't have to do anything in this moment. Because in those times of reflection, if you don't give yourself that time to truly reflect and truly sit with those, and you just try to go straight into action, you're going to come right back to that time of reflection a lot quicker than if you gave yourself that time and you actually sat with yourself and you went deeper into those feelings, those core beliefs of why you've even been doing those things. If you just give yourself that time and then you go into action, it'll always be so much better. You will achieve more things and it'll flow a lot easier because now you're aware. You're aware of why you've been doing the things that you've been doing. And that's always super important. So just having that awareness and not being afraid to ask yourself those questions. Dive deep. Simply just ask, why am I doing this? And you will know. You have the answers. Like I was saying, you know. You know why you've been feeling this way. You know how to get out of this. So go ask yourself those questions. Why have you been doing whatever you've been doing? Whatever resonates with you. But just ask yourself those questions and sit with yourself and give yourself love and compassion and just be there for yourself. Because it's just a part of the journey. And a lot of the things that I've been telling myself and just consistently being reminded of is two things. One, life's too short. Don't take it serious. You're here to have fun. You're here to experience life. You're here to love yourself. You're here to make connections. And you're here to pursue whatever the frick makes your soul happy. So that's the first thing. And also, two, you don't know enough to worry. And I really like that one. You simply do not know enough to worry. Why are you worrying? What is there to truly worry about? And that's coming from somebody who used to worry and complain for a living. For a living. Why do it? I say this a lot, but we're all gonna die at some point. We're all gonna die. So why take life serious? And why worry? Just have fun. Love yourself. Do what you want. Be there for yourself. Do what makes your soul happy. Wear what you want. Pursue what you want. Do not listen to those around you. Don't listen to your friends. Don't listen to your family. Do what makes you happy. I will never, ever support this idea of, oh, I need to do this because my family will disown me. They need to go reflect. You do what makes you happy. If they are not willing to accept who you truly are, That's on them, not you. And that goes for your friends, your family, anybody. If those in your life are not willing to truly accept who you are, if you pursue something that truly makes you happy and that you believe is your purpose, that's on them. If you need to cut them off, cut them off. They'll come around. And if they don't, again, that's on them. And I'm not saying this to be harsh, and I know it's a lot easier said than done. But I know for me personally in my journey, I, growing up, I never really felt super connected to my family. And I knew that I was going to pursue my own things. And I wasn't in a situation where I felt like I had to pursue this life or I was going to be disowned. I never had that. I've never experienced that. I'll put that out there. I've never truly experienced that. But I came from a situation where they just weren't doing what made them happy. And I could see that and I could feel that. And I just chose to get away from it. And that was frowned upon. Because, there's a lot with my family and just a lot of sickness and just, it's hard to separate yourself from your family. It is, especially if you're just going to pursue a dream. And I've talked on this story before, but because I've done that and because I just didn't give in to any of those beliefs or anything, I just like, no, this is my life. I understand how you guys feel. I respect it. I accept it. I appreciate it. But I'm still going to do my own thing at the end of the day because it's my life. Yes, you're my family and I'm here and I love you if you always need me. But this is my life. I got to pursue my passion. I got to pursue my purpose. Because if I chose to stay and not do that, then I'm not doing service to anybody. I'm not helping anybody at that point. So just do what truly makes you happy and pursue that, regardless of the people around you. Because at the end of the day, if you dive into that, you are going to start to impact everyone around you in a positive way. And I'm saying this from experience because my mom is writing her book, a book she's been talking about for years. And I just told her before I started this podcast, I was like, Mom, I'm going to start a podcast if you start writing your book. And I started my podcast. And now she's writing her book. And I know that doesn't relate to everyone's story, of course, because it's mine. But there's a lesson in that. I chose to follow what I loved, and it impacted her to do the same. So that's what I'm trying to say right now. If you choose to follow what you love and follow your purpose, it is going to impact those around you and basically give them permission that, hey, that's okay. You're allowed to do what you love. You're allowed to do what makes you happy. You're giving everyone around you permission to do the same. And it's so beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. And I got a little off track there, but let's bring it back. So if you're in your time of reflection right now, just remember those four things. Do nothing, as in sit with it, meditate, go connect with nature, get rid of distractions, and just be there with yourself. Listen to your thoughts, you know the answers. Number two, love yourself. Self-care. Go take a bath, get a massage, start a project you've been wanting, go paint, journal, learn a new song. Anything that you've been wanting to do, you've been putting off, love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Read, journal, write a love letter, something that is going to show love to yourself in whatever way that looks like for you. Number three, be of service. Take your energy from your own projects and put it on somebody else's. How can you help someone else? How can you take a load off the people around you? Whether that's your mom, your friends, your family. How can you help? How can you help ease their life? And yeah, I don't need to go more into that. But how can you do that? Help with somebody building their brand. Go share ideas. Go help them cut some things out. I don't know, whatever they need. How can you be of service? Go be of service to others. And the fourth one is that perspective shifts. Not believing that you're in a rut, but you're just in a time of reflection. And the time of action is coming right after it. Because it's the flow of life. It's the wave of life. You just gotta flow with it. So if you're down here, that's alright, because you're gonna be right back up here. And guess what? You're gonna go right back down. Accept it, flow with it, love it, and just remember to always give yourself love and always give yourself compassion. And just don't take life so serious. We're just here to live, we're here to experience, we're here to be human. It's not that serious. It really isn't. So just have fun with it. And if you're not doing the things that you love, how can you do that? How can you guide your life more that way? How can you get on that path of fun, purposeful love? So those are just things to reflect on and to journal on. And of course, I want to leave you with a question. And my question for today is, what are your beliefs around doing nothing? In the sense of, do you believe that you need to figure everything out and take action to do everything? Or is doing nothing more beneficial than just sitting with yourself and listening to yourself and your mind and your thoughts and just observing them? So, what are your beliefs around doing nothing? That is my question for you. And again, always, I want to thank you for listening to The Magical Lane with Maggie Jane. Lots and lots of love for every single one of you who comes back every Thursday and just supports and shows love. And I hope that you all journal on these questions because I love asking them. And these are things that I journal on myself. But again, my email is listed below if you want to share your answers to these questions because I truly want you to. I want to have conversations. I want to hear your thoughts. And if you don't want me to respond, tell me that. I won't. But just share your answers. My email is always open. My Instagram is listed below as well. Shoot me a DM. If you have something you want me to talk about on this podcast, let me know. If you have something you want to share, anything. And I do have a guest application linked in my Instagram bio if you want to be on the podcast. It has just a couple questions about what you want to talk about and just everything. And, not everybody who fills out that application is going to get a spot, but if you are interested, fill it out and we'll talk and we'll go from there. But thank you for listening. I really hope you enjoyed this and take those 4 things and just go sit with them, reflect on them, and just give yourself love and know that you're not in a rut. You're in a time of reflection.